The vision of the series: regular academic education, information, how to earn a living, focuses in intelligence quotient, literacy and career, knowledge, value education, transformation, how to live a life, focuses of emotional quotient, character and cultural, wisdom, successful and happy life. Both regular academic education and value education are needed to make the schooling experience complete and comprehensive. Garden of Life Value Education series is designed and developed with this larger and all-embracing vision of education and life. The design of the series: every book in this series covers all the aspects of a child's development shown below: child and God, child and world, child and country, child and society, child and family, school, child and self. You must have seen the statue of or heard of the laughing Buddha. He was a Buddhist monk and is considered a symbol of happiness. Find out more about him. Homework: tell your parents the story of Dr. Cousins and some of the jokes you had in class. Reading the following quotations, think about them. Write 2 lines on each of these quotations, explaining what you think of each quote. Laughter is an instant occasion. Milton Berle, comedian. What soap is to the body? Laughter is to the soul. It is proverb. A good laugh and a long sleep are the best cures in the doctor's book. Irish proverb. A man isn't poor if he can still laugh. Raymond Hitchcock, silent film actor. An optimist loves to forget, a pessimist forgets to laugh. Anon. For their part, the deer put their heads up, their ears twitching, listening intently. If they sense their hunters nearby, they become still, concentrating, ready to flee. This watchfulness, kindness and concerted saves their lives, because many of them are able to run away just in time. Concentration is very important in studies. Do you know the reason why you have to concentrate totally in class? When you concentrate in class, what the teacher says enters your memory bank and says there. then half your work is done, because when you go home, you have to revise for only a short while to know the lesson well. You are left with more time to play and to do other things you like. If you do not pay full attention to the teacher's words, you have to study the same thing over and over to remember it. This will leave you How many are you in your family?
We are 6 in our family. Father, mother, and we 4 children.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Are you the eldest?
No, I am the second in the family. I have an elder brother and a young brother, Shobha. My only sister is the youngest.
This is Mr. Peter, my uncle.
Very glad to meet you. Ram, where is your auntie?
She is sick in hospital.
Who stays with her in the hospital?
My cousins look after her. John, my cousin brother, remains in the hospital during the night, and Ruby, my cousin sister, during the day.
How is she now? Is she serious?
Her condition is very serious. The doctors do not give much hope.
In that case, I am coming with you now itself to see her.
Very kind of you.
Who came with you to church yesterday?
It was Lena, my sister-in-law.
When did she come back?
She came back a week ago.
Do your nephews and nieces stay in your house?
No, they stay with their grandfather.
Why do they stay there?
Because the school is very close by.
Is your brother still in Delhi?
No, he is now in Chennai. Ram, may I know from where you are coming?
I am coming from Kottayam.
How are your parents?
My mother is dead. I have only my father. He is very fine.
Who takes care of you at home?
My father married a second time. Hence, my stepmother takes care of me. She is very good to me.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I have no brothers and sisters.
Little time to do anything else. If your mind runs after many things at the same time, nothing really stays in it. As someone said, if you chase 2 rabbits, both will escape. Whereas if you focus on one thing fully, it goes into the mind well and also stays there for long. Things also get done faster this way. So, if you want to finish your studies quickly and get more time for the other things you like to do, concentrate in class and on your homework. You will then be good at studies and also have plenty of time to play. So he see how concentration is the trick to a life, good marks and fun. Concentration. Concentration helps you in everything you do. If you listen with attention, you will be able to recall things better. This will help you a lot. For instance, when you ask for a name or phone number or the directions to a place, if you pay attention when the person responds, you will not forget the information easily. If you read the newspaper with concentration, you can learn a lot. Of course, while reading the newspaper, it is good to skim over the headlines and then concentrate only on useful news. Poring over crime, scandals and gossip only weakens the mind. Think. When your teachers say pay attention or listen, what they are asking you to do is it to concentrate. Concentration is being able to focus. When the mind is focused on a thing and is held steadily there without letting it wander, this is called concentration. Think about this example. Although it refers to a boy, it applies equally to girls. A student looks at the teacher as the class is going on. Where should his mind be? In the class and on what his teacher is saying. However, he suddenly sees the students of another class playing outside. He imagines how nice it would be to be with them. The teacher asks him a question. The student is in the class, but he does not hear the teacher till she comes near him and repeats louder what she said. It is not just the ears and that hear. So what is it that actually makes hearing complete? It is the mind that lies behind the ears and hears through it. When the teacher spoke though the student was physically present in class, his mind was outside. Therefore, he did not hear the teacher. To hear anything, the mind has to be present along with the ears. To see anything, the mind has to be present along with the eyes. To do anything, the mind has to be present along with the hands. When the mind is present with us without wandering, we are able to concentrate. Every creature in the world has to concentrate. Concentration helps it to succeed in what it does. Think about tigers and lions hunting for food. They are still heads down and ears flat, in complete concentration before they chase or leap on their prey. If they did not concentrate, they would not be able to catch anything.
Concentration can be improved by practice. You need not have much concentration power to begin with, but you can improve a great deal by practice. How is this possible? Energy flows where your attention goes, so as you try, you get better and better at anything. So it is with concentration too. Also, concentration is like a muscle. When people exercise or work out to build muscles, in the beginning they feel they are spending energy and getting tired. But once they train for a while, they notice their muscles and strength building up. So too, initially concentrating may seem mentally tiring, but with practice it gets easier and better. Memory also improves in this way. In this section, we will learn some simple tips to increase concentration. Story. Concentration works wonders. Once when Swami Vivekananda was in Chicago, America, he saw some young children trying to shoot eggshells floating in the river. The children could not hit the bobbing eggshells and missed the mark many times. Seeing Swami Vivekananda watching them intensely, they mockingly asked him if he could do better, saying that he would try. Swami Vivekananda took the Tony gun. He fired 12 times, hitting an eggshell each time. Amazed, the children asked him how he could be so good at it without ever having practiced before. Swamiji replied, Well, I will tell you the secret. Whatever you may be doing, concentrate wholly on it. Think of nothing else. If you are shooting, keep your mind only on the target. Your aim will not fail. Concentration can work wonders. When you are studying, think only of the lesson. What you read then will almost be printed in your memory. This was indeed one of the factors that led to Swami Vivekananda's amazing spiritual heights and worldwide fame. This is also the secret of the success of many great scientists and people of achievement. Circle that. Let us enjoy a group discussion on the topic extraordinary concentration lead to extraordinary achievements. Get into groups of 3 each. Below are some sayings on concentration by great achievers. No horse gets anywhere until he is harnessed. No steam or gas drives anything until it is confined. No Niagara is ever turned into light and power until it is tunneled. No life ever grows great until it is focused, dedicated, disciplined. Harry Emerson, Ford's great thinker and preacher. If you can play tennis when someone is shooting a gun down the street, that's concentration. Serena Williams, one of the world's greatest tennis champions. I could never have done what I have done without the habits of punctuality, order and diligence, without the determination to concentrate myself on one subject at a time. Charles Dickens' world-renowned author of classics. My concentration level blocks out everything. Concentration is why some athletes are better than others. You develop that concentration in training. Edwin Moses, Olympic gold winning athlete. Homework. Borrow a magnifying glass and try this experiment. Place the magnifying glass at an angle over a piece of paper directly under the sun on a bright day. Adjust it till a small point of bright sunlight falls steadily on the paper. If you hold it still for a while, you will see that the paper catches fire and begins to burn at that point. Try this at home. In the presence of an adult, you will learn the meaning of this experiment in this video.
Much power. It is not good idea to laugh more. Bring more laughter into your life. Here are few ways. Read clean jokes and humorous articles whenever you get a chance. Share this with your friends. Watch funny programs or comedies on TV instead of violent films and adult dramas. Watch funny skits, memes and plays. Make sure it is clean humor, not vulgar or cruel type. Or regret. When we see a fault in us, we should not become angry or hate ourselves. Instead, laugh at it. Resolve to overcome it and sincerely. God takes care of the rest. Avoid repeating bad jokes or laughing at them. Such jokes may seem enjoyable, but they make you weak inside. Know when to laugh and when not. Laugh only when things around you are right for it. However funny a situation, person or things may be, if the place and time are not right for laughter, try to control yourselves. Here is an example. A man went to attend a funeral. He happened to see a bird dropping, falling on someone's head. He laughed loudly. Can you imagine how the mourning family would have felt seeing him laughing loudly at the funeral? Laugh it off. We should also know how to handle others laughing at us. No one feels good when he or she is treated, but if you look upset, they may laugh more or tease you more. This is because bullies enjoy seeing those they tease getting upset. So when others tease you, firstly try to cool. Just brush it off. Later, when you are by yourself, think about why they made fun of you. If you can correct yourselves in a way, try to do so. If you feel that they are doing it for no reason, do not think about it anymore. When we are cool, bullies get bored and move to someone else. A great deal of wisdom can be laughed to others even while making them laugh. You need not think of wisdom as something serious alone. You can laugh and learn. Do you know that there are laughter clubs in different parts of the world? In these clubs, people gathered in field of playground and enjoy themselves laughing. What you get from life depends on how you see things. If you learn to see laughter side of life, you will be happier person. Here is an interesting story to understand this better. The monkeys and these two children. Two children were walking from home from school. Some mischievous monkeys were sitting on the tree, eating bananas. When the monkeys saw the two children passing below, they threw down some overripe bananas. The bananas landed on the children's head and were squished. leaving pulp all over the heads. One child began to roar with laughter, while the others crawled at the monkeys and yelled at them. Both of them went to tap, washed off the banana pulp and went home. Now look at what happened. The bananas fell on both the children's head, but one found it funny while the other was upset. Rule about laughter. You learn the merits of laughter. You can also learn how to laugh more. Laughter is also an art with its own rules. Here are few rules that you should remember. Laugh with the people. Never laugh at people. Laughing to mock or tease in a cruel way of wounding others. Making fun of others' weakness is a very bad habit. It is hurtful to laugh at physical or mentally challenged people. Also, when someone falls down. When someone says something wrong by mistake or because a person does not know as much as you. One person you can laugh at yourself. Great people enjoy jokes on themselves. Nobel laureate, writer and poet Rabindranath Tagore said, "The burden of the self is laughing when I am laugh at myself." When we laugh at ourselves' weakness, we are able to improve ourselves without guilt. Mullah Nasruddin and his wit. Mullah Nasruddin was a great teacher who loved powerful lessons on the value in a simple and funny way. We made people laugh and whenever we went. Everyone liked him. He had people who made fun him, but many more people flocked around him. He even put his opponent in their places, not by fighting with them, but with his own humorous style. Laughter the best medicine. In the last class, you learned that laughing is not only enjoyable, but that it also has
psychology, education and educational psychology. For many, a gem of purest ray Syrian. The dark, unfathomed caves of the ocean bear. Full many a flower is born to flourish unseen, and waste its sweetness on the desert air. The job of the teacher is to bring out the hidden gem-like potentialities in pupils and to make all possible efforts to ensure that the tender pupils do not waste their sweet fragrance, innocent smiles in wilderness, in unattractive and uncongenial environment. Thus, a teacher needs to understand the basic principles of educational psychology so that optimum development of his pupils takes place. Changing concepts of psychology. For comprehending adequately the meaning and scope of educational psychology, it is very essential to understand the concepts of psychology and education. In this video, it is observed that on account of knowledge explosion caused by research in science and technology, rapid changes have taken place in the theory and practice of all disciplines, including psychology and education. Democratic ideals and values have also greatly influenced all aspects of education. Meaning and definition of psychology. With the passage of time, psychology has undergone several changes as regards its meaning. In its first phase, it was meant as the science of soul. In the second phase, as the science of mind. In the third phase, as the science of consciousness, and finally as the science of behavior. Psychology as the science of soul. The word psychology comes from the two Greek words psyche meaning soul and logos meaning science. Thus, psychology means the science of soul. Philosophers like Democritus, about 460 BC, Plato 427 to 347 BC, and Aristotle 384 to 322 BC interpreted psychology as the science of soul. Aristotle defined soul as an entity which relates an idea not separable from body and its abode in the human heart. According to MacDougall, 1871 to 1938, the soul is a vital principle inhabiting and animating each human body and somehow the ground of each individual's experience. The nature of soul could not be defined. Therefore, the meaning of psychology in terms of soul was rejected. Psychology as the science of mind, Kant, 1724 to 1804. German philosopher criticized psychology as a science of soul and instead laid stress on the mind aspect of science. Other philosophers, also in the Middle Ages, considered psychology as the science of mind. However, they failed to give the exact nature and form of the mind of an individual. According to Descartes, 1596 to 1650 AD, mind is a kind of matter located in the brain. E.B. Tickner, 1867 to 1927 AD, divided mind into three elements: sensations, images, and affections. Something is considered mind as a nothing but an assemblage of ideas in the human brain, gathered by experience. Opinions also differ as to the location of the mind in the human body. Charak, 1st century AD, the court physician of King Kanishka, considered the human heart to the seat of the human mind. Thus, the concept of mind was also not clear, and psychology as the science of mind could not progress. Psychology as the science of consciousness. Psychologists like William Wundt, 1832 1920, William James, 1842 1910, and others considered psychology as the science of consciousness or immediate experiences. By consciousness, the psychologists mean awareness of wakefulness. There were several interruptions of consciousness, and this concept was rejected. Freud, 1856 to 1939, criticized this and laid stress on unconsciousness. Psychology as the science of behavior. The latest and the modern concept of psychology is in terms of behavior. The term behavior was popularized by J.B. Weston, 1878 to 1958. According to him, psychology is the positive science of behavior. In the words of Charles F. Skinner, 1938, psychology deals with responses to any and every kind of situation that life presents by responses or behavior. Is it mean all of processes, adjustments, activities, and experience of the organism. The term behavior is used in a very broad sense. It expresses the entire life of an individual. As R.S. Woodworth, 1869 to 1962, put it, any manifestation of life is activity, and behavior is collected name for all such manifestation. Behavior includes all activities of the individual. It includes motor activities like walking, playing, digging, or building. It includes such activities as give us knowledge. For example, perceiving, imagining, remembering, thinking or reasoning. It includes emotional activities like feeling happy, sad, angry or frightened. Whatever an individual does from the most passive state of the sitting still and looking at the wall to the most active striving after a goal like writing an article or catching a thief is included in behavior. Behavior is both mental and bodily. Educational psychology helps in understanding and predicting behavior of the learner. Behavior of the learner is understood in the environment or situation. The influence which the environment exercises on the organism and raises it to activities called the stimulus, and the activity so aroused is called the response. A pin prick makes us jump. The pin prick is the stimulus and jumping is the response. James River considers that behavior is the total response which man or original makes. Thus, behavior includes the behavior of animals as well as human beings and the behavior of the normal as well as the abnormal human being. Other modern definitions of psychology. Psychology is the study of human nature. Boring Langfeld. Psychology is the study of human behavior and human relationships. Crow and Crow. Psychology is the science of the facts or phenomena of self. D.V. John. Psychology is the scientific study of behavior of living creatures in their contact with the computer world. Koffa Code. Psychology is the science which aims to give us better understanding and control of the behavior of the organism as a whole. McDowell William. Psychology today concerns itself with the scientific investigation of behavior. N.L. Moon. Psychology is the science of behavior and experience. Skinner B. Frederick. Psychology undertakes to make scientific study of the individual considered as a unit as he really in his dealings with other individuals and with the world. Woodworth R.S. To sum up in the words of R.S. Woodworth, first psychology lost its soul, then it lost its mind, then it lost its consciousness. It still has behavior of sort. Branches of psychology. In modern times, psychology is being used in almost all aspects of human life as it is very helpful to understand and improve existing conditions. Important branches of psychology are as follows. Abnormal psychology, adult psychology, animal psychology or comparative psychology, child psychology, clinical psychology, developmental psychology, educational psychology, experimental psychology, general psychology, genetic psychology, individual psychology, industrial psychology, mathematical psychology, military psychology, parapsychology, physiological psychology, social or group psychology. Abnormal psychology. The scope of abnormal psychology is limited to the study of abnormal individuals only. Adult psychology. It studies the behavior of adult humans. An adult is a mature person and he is emotional. Social and intellectual behavior is not like the behavior of a child, so it is totally a separate branch of psychology. Animal psychology or comparative psychology. It may be named as animal psychology also, as it is a comparative study of the behavior of men and various animals. Animals cannot express themselves, therefore we can study their behavior with the help of experiments only. It is very difficult to do some experiments on human beings. Therefore, some of the experiments are first tried on animals and then the results are applied to human beings. The laws of learning. now applied with which much success to pupils in schools were discovered in this way. Child psychology. It deals with the development of behavior of the child. The child differs from the adult very much. His life urges, his emotions, his sentiments, his intelligence, and his aspirations all differ from those of the adult. Therefore, child psychology is a full-fledged science of itself. Clinical psychology. It primarily deals with the problem of children. Development psychology. It deals with the development of human beings from conception through various stages till death. Development covers various aspects: emotional, language, motor, physical, social. Educational psychology. It is the most important branch of applied psychology. It is the study of the psychological aspects of educational situations. It is a study of educational problems with reference to psychological facts. Psychology is the science of behavior, and education aims at modifying the behavior in the most desirable way. But modification of behavior depends on some fundamental psychological laws and limitations. Educational psychology studies those facts and limitations. It covers the development of the child from early childhood to maturity. General facts of psychology which may have any relation with the modification of the behavior of the child. Psychology methods of learning, measurement abilities, attitudes and interests, and other problems of applied psychology related to education. Experimental psychology. It studies mental process and behavior in laboratories with the help of experiments. General psychology. It studies the behavior of human organism in general. Its scope is very large, but generally it studies normal organisms. It is the mother of all other branches of psychology. Genetic psychology. It is considered with the development stages of individual. Individual psychology. It deals with the variation of in human beings. No two persons are alike. They differ in their behavior according to their intelligence, race and sex. They are also differ in behavior in other factors such as interest, philosophy and education. Industrial psychology. This is also a branch of applied psychology. It is in fact social psychology with reference to work. Individuals as well as collective industrial work may be made more attractive and interesting, and output of industry may be increased and improved if we exploit the finding of industrial psychology. Military psychology. It is considered with various aspects of military personnel and techniques. Parapsychology. This is the latest development in the field of psychology. It deals with the problems of what happens to an individual after death. Physiological psychology. It deals with the physical functioning of glands and various parts of the body in different situations. Social or group psychology. This branch of psychology deals with the behavior of individual as a member of group. A mob does not act in the same way as a majority of the individual members would act individually. Psychology as a development positive science. Psychology is a science as it also stresses the search for truth. It adopts the method of scientific inquiry and approach to the study of behavior and formulates laws governing it. Like other sciences, psychology has it applied as well as fewer aspects. Psychology is considered a positive science and not a normative science like ethics. It studies and describes facts as they are. It is considered with what is and not what ought to be. It does not pass judgments. Psychology is not perfect as science. It likes physics, chemistry, mathematics, etc. Its subject matter is behavior, and behavior is dynamic and unpredictable. psychology has not yet attained the status of these sciences, although it is trying to be more accurate, exact, objective, meaning and definition of education. The word education has a very wide connotation. It is hard to define. There is no single objective which can cover the whole of life with its various manifestations. The two poles of our concern, the temporal and the world of spirit, are widely apart. Philosophers and thinkers from Socrates 469 to 399 BC to Dewey 1859 to 1952 in the West and Yajnavalkya about 600 BC to Gandhi 1869 to 1948 in the East have defined education in accordance with their philosophy of life, with the result that there emerged divergent concepts and definitions of education. The concept of education is like diamond, which appears to be a different color when seen from a different angle, like the proverbial elephant and the blind man. Everybody, that is a biologist, a priest, a philosopher, a psychologist, a statesman, a teacher, a shopkeeper, a merchant, an artisan, seems to have his own concept of education, which is influenced by his own outlook on life and his past experiences in a limited field, education. How they view it: creation of a sound mind in a sound body, Aristotle 384 to 322 BC, building of the powers of the human mind and spirit, Obindo 1870 to 1950, development of the whole man, Common Sense 1592 1617, realization of the illustrious virtue, Confucius 551 to 478 BC, formation of character, Dayanand 1824 to 1883, increasing social efficiency, Devya 1859 to 1952, controlling the mind, Emerson 1803 to 1882, developing real wisdom, Aramus 1460 to 1536, leading and guiding for peace and unity with God, Froebel 1782 to 1852, all-round drawing out of the best, Gandhiji 1869 to 1948, preparing the individual for reciprocal union with society, Harris T. William 1830 to 1908, developing morality, Herbert 1776 to 1841, adjusting with the ultimate nature of cosmos, Horn 1874 to 1946. Pupil as resource. The chapter Pupil as resource is an effort to explain population is an asset for the economy rather than a liability. Population becomes human capital when there is investment made in the form of education, training, medical care. In fact, human capital is the stock of skill and productive knowledge embodied in them. Pupil as resource is a way of referring to a country's working people in terms of their existing productive skills and abilities. Looking at the population from this productive aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation of the gross national product. Like other resources, population also is a resource, a human resource. This is the positive side of a large population that is often overlooked when we look only at the negative side. Considering only the problems of providing the population with food, education and access to health facilities. When the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it human capital formation that adds to the productive power of the country. Just like physical capital formation, investment in human capital through education, training, medical care yields a return. Just like investment in physical capital, this can be seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of higher productivity of the more educated or better trained persons, as well as the higher productivity of healthier people. India's Green Revolution is a dramatic example of how the input of greater knowledge in the form of improved production technologies can rapidly increase the productivity of scarce and resources. India's IT revolution is a striking instance of how the importance of human capital has come to acquire higher position than that of material, plant and machinery. Let's discuss. Not only do the more educated and the healthier people gain through higher incomes, society also gains in other indirect ways because the advantages of a more educated or a healthier population spreads to those also who themselves were not directly educated or given health care. In fact, human capital is in one way superior to other resources like land and physical capital. Human resource can make use of land and capital. Land and capital cannot become useful on its own. For many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset. But a large population need not to be a burden for the economy. It can be turned into a productive asset by investment in human capital. For example, by spending resources on education and health for all, training of industrial and agricultural workers in the use of modern technology, useful scientific researches and so on. The two following cases illustrate how people can try to become more productive resource. Let's discuss. Do you notice any difference between the two fronts? What are those? Individual through salary or income in some other form of his choice. In case of villas, there could not be any education or health care in the early part of his life. He spends his life selling fish like his mother, henceforth he draws the same salary of unskilled laborer as his mother. Investment in human resource, via education and medical care, can give high rates of return in future. This investment on people is the same as investment in land and capital. A child too with investments made on her education and health can yield a high return in future in the form of higher earnings and greater contribution to the society. Educated parents are found to invest more heavily on the education of their child. This is because they have realized the importance of education for themselves. They are also conscious of proper nutrition and hygiene. They accordingly look after their children's needs for education at school and good health. A virtuous cycle is thus created in this case. In contrast, a vicious cycle may be created by disadvantaged parents who themselves uneducated and lacking hygiene keep their children in a similarly disadvantaged state. Countries like Japan have invested in human resources. They did not have any natural resources. These countries are developed rich. They import the natural resources needed in their country. How did they become rich developed? They have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. These people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital. Efficiency and the technology evolved by people have made these countries rich developed. Economic activities by men or women like villas and sakal, people have been engaged in various activities. We saw that villas sold fish and sakal got a job in the farm. The various activities have been classified into three main sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary sector includes agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry, farming, mining, quarrying. Manufacturing is included in the secondary sector. Trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism, services, insurance, etc. are included in the tertiary sector. The activities in this sector result in the production of goods and services. These activities add value to the national income. These activities are called economic activities. Economic activities have two parts: market activities and non-market activities. Market activities involve remuneration to anyone who performs activity performed for pay or profit. These include production of goods or services, including government service. Non-market activities are the production for self-consumption. These can be consumption and processing of primary product and on-account production of fixed assets. Due to historical and cultural reasons, there is a division of labor between men and women in the family. Women generally look after the domestic chores and men work in the fields. Sagal's mother, Sheila, cooks foods, cleans utensils, washes clothes, cleans the house and looks after her children. Sagal's father, Bhutta, cultivates the field, sells the produce in the market and earns money for the family. Education helps individual to make better use of the economic opportunities available before him. Education and skill are the major determinants of the earning of any individual in the market. A majority of women have meager education and low skill formation. Women are paid low compared to men. Most women work where job security is not there. Various activities relating to legal protection is meager. Employment in this sector is characterized by irregular and low income. In this sector, there is an absence of basic facilities like maternity leave, child care and other social security systems. However, women with high education and skill formation are paid at par with the men. Among the organized sector, teaching and medicine attract them the most. Some women have entered administrative and other services, including jobs that need high levels of scientific and technological competence. Ask your sister or your classmate what she would like to take up a career. Quality of population. The quality of population depends upon the literary rate. Health of person indicated by life expectancy and skill formation acquired by the people of the country. The quality of the population ultimately decides the growth rate of the country. Literate and healthy population are an asset. Education. Sagal's education in the initial years of his life bore him the fruits in the later years in terms of a good job and salary. We saw education was an important input for the growth of Sagal. It opened new horizons for him. Enjoy every breath. Enjoy every breath. Visit our YouTube channel or call us +9162 820 60104 +9180 899 41281. GMG Academy, German, IELTS, Spoken English. Stay online, stay safely, stay happy. Stay online, stay safely, stay happy. Learning made fun. Cultivate a love for learning. Learning made for fun. Cultivate a love for learning. Learn to be alone because no one will steal forever. Learn to be alone because no one will steal forever. Stay online, stay safely, stay happy. One day the reality will be better than your dreams. One day the reality will be better than your dreams. We are lucky to work with such an inspiring mentor. Your passion motivates us all. We are lucky to work with such an inspiring mentor. Your passion motivates us all. Your brain is a supercomputer. Update its software, books, podcasts, experience. Protect its battery. 8 hours of sleep. Connect with nature. Technology detox. Clean its hard drive. Mediate, journal, self-talk. We don't grow when things are easy. We grow when we face challenges. Begin your week by chasing your dreams. Begin your week by chasing your dreams. Be the girl who always tells another girl there is a room for one more. Have a beautiful day. Have a wonderful day. Have a marvelous day. Have an amazing day. People with waste people create the best future. People with waste past create the best future.